Hey, my Taurus babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot, and we are getting ready to do Taurus and Scorpio sitting in a tree, Kissing, that part right there. Still working through the zodiac. It's been a rough month. I don't care what nobody's saying. I know it's only halfway to the year. It's been rough. At any rate, this is Taurus and Scorpio. This is for the rest of November, first part of December. Taurus, what's going on, boo-boo? Having some difficulties. The cards have already been shuffled and cut. I do my cards straight up. I don't do reversals. Thank you to everybody that has liked, shared, and subscribed. I love you. I do. If you have not done so, please feel free to hit the little bell at the bottom. Yeah. Decisions, leaving the past behind, not satisfied, da 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 da. And there's your challenge. To stay balanced in the midst of all this bullshit. And I know I done say that a lot for a lot of Taurus readers. It's like, damn, shit. Any more balance, I'd be on a high wire. At any rate, you may be feeling a little low in the energy department. That's a part of your challenge as well. You may need to get some rest. But looking at the front and the back end of your overall energy, the Eight of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles telling me pretty much what I'm saying. There's some decisions, Taurus, that you're going to need to get with your Scorpio. And I don't necessarily think this is a decision or decisions with an S that you're going to make with your Scorpio. Y'all got some changes going on. I don't know where the changes are coming from, but let's get the cards on the table. Yeah, the Death card sitting on top of the Eight of Cups, letting go of dependent ties. And then the Six of Wands on top of the Queen of Pentacles, the sacrifices that you're making currently and the inner strength that's required, that Queen of Pentacles. But there's some deceit. If Queen was upside down, that's what she'd be talking about, deceit. And damn, shit. The Four of Pentacles, talking about more balance. But also being a bit guarded. As you know, the Four of Pentacles in other decks is about being guarded. Flip side of this is talking about stagnation. And some of you may be feeling like that with your Scorpio. Oh, that part right there. The Death card is representative of Scorpio. So let's just kick that about. Talking about letting go of dependent ties. Your Scorpio may be dealing with someone from their past. I'm going to just lay it out there where it is. Might be baby mama, baby daddy, ex-in-law, some shit. And I don't know how to put this. They see the way forward with you, Taurus, but for some strange ass reason, despite the gold road laying ahead of them, they keep turning around. And for any Taurus, when you get into those waters, if you're cross-watching, now you fucking around with Taurus's loyalty. And Taurus is serious about their loyalty. I don't give a damn. I'm a Taurus. I'm going to tell you all day. I am about the loyalty. You go do all kind of crazy shit. But if I'm behind you, I'm behind you. That's just how that is. And that's how most Tauruses are. They're all about that loyalty. The minute they feel like you got something there that might be keeping you from being totally loyal, or that might not keep them loyal or keep you loyal to them, watch out. And depending on how much time and effort Taurus has invested in the situation, is going to be very dependent on how fast they run through their china shop. Period. That's a word to the wise, for real. I don't think, Taurus, coming back to you, that Scorpio is trying to do anything untoward, but For whatever reason, they cannot let go of the past. Period. And that's what you're feeling. This is major energy. Interestingly, though, overcoming fears is on the other side of this. And so it may be you, Taurus and Scorpio, that needs to take a leap of faith. And you may be thinking about this. This is the front end of your overall energy. You may be thinking about, okay, the fuck do I need to do to show this Scorpio I'm about the business? Or do I need to let this go? That's exactly where Taurus is right now. And with the Eight of Cups, it's all Scorpio. Taurus might be thinking about leaving the past behind, Scorpio. That part right there. That's the twist in that. On the back end, again, with the Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, there's some deceit afoot, Taurus. Just know that. There's some hanky-panky shit. Some of you may have picked up on this before you even realized what was going on. You have a choice to be patient and to evolve your inner strength, or fuck the sacrifice. Get you some clear intention somewhere else. I'm just saying. So looking at this first week, we'll just kick that off tomorrow, Friday the 13th. How you like that? Queen of Swords with the Six of Cups on top. You personally, Taurus, have memories of past relationships. And I'm saying past because the card is in the dark. So usually when we're dealing with dark stuff, we're dealing with things behind us, our fears, all that kind of shit, or things, situations behind us. And you already got your shit. You already got your shit. For whatever reason, this is a situation that you chose to be in. And there's some memory there of past relationships that maybe made the same turn, maybe had this same little piece of, that's the word coming out of my mouth though, the same little piece of disillusionment, maybe in a past relationship. What the universe is hearkening you to is to think about that past relationship and how you dealt with it. If you got any of that in your past, just thinking about how you dealt with it. Some of you may be a bit depressed rolling into this this first week. Over the weekend, you might be a bit depressed because all this shit's going on. And for some of you, you may not understand fully what's going on. Your partners just put everything on hold and wait a minute. So you may be a bit depressed going into the weekend. Do your best to stay in the moment, in the present moment. Might not be a bad time to get out and hang out with your people, as it were. The Emperor sitting on top of the Knight of Swords. You're worried about your boundaries, Taurus. And again, this is typical of Taurus. When they feel like there's some disloyalty or some other bullshit going on, immediately Taurus mind snaps to boundaries. Do I have my boundaries in place? Have I thought about my boundaries? Have we had a discussion about our boundaries? And rightfully so, that's where you are. The Emperor's telling me that some of you are thinking about just turning your back on the situation until whatever. So for those of you that are most likely in a dating situation and not necessarily in a live-in situation, you may actually decide to, in the process of trying to clarify where you are, talking about boundaries, you may actually just decide to turn your back on the situation for a minute and let whatever little fire that needs to burn out, burn out. That's not an easy thing for Taurus to do if you're cross-watching. I'm going to just throw that shit out there. It is not. Taurus just as soon run through some shit to keep it moving. But it feels like many of you are going to just kind of turn your back on the situation. Let whatever's going on with your Scorpio, let them figure it out. And almost what's the saying? If you love somebody, set them free. If they come back to you, they're yours. If they don't, that part right there. I have a sense that many of you are just exhausted from the rest of everything that's going on around you, especially if you live in the United States, and you're just kind of burnt out. You're just like, fuck it. Check that out. At the end of this week, the Sun with the 6 of Coins, there can be some success here, and Taurus, you may be eager to explore your other options. Whoa, I said that. But there can be some success with the Sun, with the situation. Just depends on how you're dealing with it. If you don't feel it and you feel like you need to explore your other options while Scorpio is doing whatever, there it is. There it is. Depends on, let me come back to this. It depends on what kind of passionate relationship you have with your Scorpio. The caution there is to not let anybody use sex as a tool. Yeah, I said that part. Get in your own light, Taurus, but don't let anybody take you for granted. That's not necessarily it. The sex may be off the chain, but don't fall into that trap of, because again, I just told you, there's some deceit afoot. All that going on. So now, not knowing exactly anybody's personal situation, you may have to play this as you see it. If you have options, go ahead and check out your options. You're going to be successful either way, Taurus, period. And if that means that you need to explore other options outside of your Scorpio, there's your thumbs up for that. Getting into the second week with the 9 of Cups and the 6 of Wands on top, those of you that are just trying to just see what's going on with this situation with your Scorpio, distance may be the best thing. And again, I'm looking at the back of the Emperor up there. Distance may be the best thing right now. Not to make any kind of long-term commitment. Yeah, not making any kind of long-term commitment. Emotionally, Scorpio may be just struggling through this at this point. And they may need some time to just get through whatever it is they need to get through. In the meantime, distance is not going to be a bad thing. Back it up to maybe you want to check out your options. Back it up to just turning your back on all of this to the fire. Flames out. The World card and the Queen of Cups. Again, we're going back to the sex thing. But now we're talking about expanding your vision within a relationship. If you're thinking about staying there, expanding your vision and letting this old part, the World card, give way to a new part. There's conversation in there, but you may have to have a conversation first before you go to bed. Let's put it there. You may have to have that conversation first, talking about sensuality and affection and all that shit. You may need to have conversations first. Exchange of knowledge and wisdom before you get into all that. The World card is major, so it's automatically telling me at some point you're going to step into a new part of this relationship, or you're going to step away from the relationship, Taurus. Again, it's going to be up to you what you decide to do. For some people, it might be worth the wait. For others of you, Just for whatever the reason. Scorpio may be bullshitting you. I don't know. Your personal situation. However that's resonating. Do what you need to do for yourself. At the end of that, I'm just trying to jump right on ahead. And with the Hierophant and the Three of Wands, again, it's just what I'm saying. By having some foresight about where you are, Taurus, and then thinking about commitment, you know this. You know the Hierophant, that's us all day. But it's about taking a new path. And again, it might not be with Scorpio. So some of you, y'all can stop the reading right here. You don't want to go any further. I think you will know for sure within the next couple of weeks if that's what you want to do or not. I have a real good feeling a lot of you're not going to want to because you're tired. You're dealing with a whole lot of other bullshit and you're not trying to add this to the plate when it's not really providing you anything to a greater or lesser extent. If you really sit down and look at the situation, for some of you, sex and the chemistry might be good, but the conversation might not be so good. And there's a Deceit card on top of the High Priestess. Oh, damn. And the Star card. And the Eight of Wands. Justice. Hangman. Pulling the Five of Swords. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, like I said, some of you, at the end of a couple of weeks, going to be like, deuces, I'm out. I'm not doing this. I ain't trying to do this. I'm tired. Whatever. Those of you that want to go further, with the King of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, it's a caution because there's some treachery. And Scorpio may be trying to burn the candle at both ends, especially if this has got something to do with an ex. Again, a baby mama, a baby daddy, in-laws, however that ex piece plays. It doesn't have to just be on an intimate or sexual level. It could be on just a downright dirty low level. You know, people just kicking up shit because they want to kick up shit. And Scorpio might be unable to cut. The fuck are we talking about? Scorpio may be unable to let go of that tie. There's your caution. Padow. King of Pentacles. And so you don't want to be, if you cross-watching, you don't want Taurus to be the one throwing the treachery out there. You just don't. You don't. Especially if Taurus is beginning to feel used sexually. I thought that sex is in here, so get with that. Or if you are being unloyal. You're not trying to go there. On the back side of that, it's about patience and learning. So we're just going to assume you've had some patience and you have learned. Here's the caution. Go slow with the decision-making process. If you're going to continue with this, don't get caught up in the ooh-ah of it and then get all fucked up later on. With the High Priestess and the Seven of Swords, again, talking about deceit. But Taurus, for you, you need to listen to what your intuition is telling you. And I think some of you have gotten a bead on this way before I'm saying anything about it. But you're not sure. You might be second guessing yourself. You might be ignoring the signs that are there. Take heed. Take heed. At this point, another group of you may decide you're done because you're not going to have somebody lying to you on some bullshit. And that's just where it is, Taurus. I hate to put it out there like that, but it is, though. And so if you find out somebody has lied to you, you can stop the reading right there. That part. At the end of this third week, with the Star card and the Two of Wands, if you can get past all of this shit, Now we're talking about planning, progressing, and still having some detachment. Now, what's interesting is the back of this is also about your past keeping you from moving forward. I'm just saying. So now, Taurus, you may have some things too. You know, got to play both sides of the coin. You may have some shit from an old relationship. Something similar happened. We're coming back to richness of memory, and this done triggered some other shit on you. You like to fucking lie. Are you kidding? No. If you decide to go forward, Taurus, do not let go of your power. Whatever that is, or however that's resonating with you, don't let go of your power. Okay, let me get a little more specific. This is probably not a good time to talk about getting married. This is probably not a good time to talk about moving in together. It's probably not a good time to talk about doing anything that you're not already doing. I'll just put that there. Go slow. Have some detachment. You, Taurus, deal with whatever fears you may have about moving forward. That's not negating anything, but whatever fears you may have about, deal with those as well. And see where you end up. When we get to the last week, the Eight of Wands on top of the Magician, some of you will come through this with flying fucking colors. And you will see your hopes coming at the speed of light. Others of you will have moved out and again will encounter something new coming at you rather quickly. But for those of you, Taurus, Scorpio, you may get past all of this. And things that were blocking you will magically disappear. Lucky Charms. That thing. And that's real talk. That thunderbolt and that infinity sign say volumes. So if you make it past all of this, and so then we come back to, oh boy here. If you do this and bypass all of this, you'll end up right here. Game over. Period. The star with the hermit. No. The justice. Oh yeah. The star with the back ass end of justice. You're going to have to look at things that might, in this situation with Scorpio, that might be killing your balance and you don't know it. And there will be some things that come up. You're going to have to deal with your own self-esteem, Taurus, because some of you are going to be affected with this shit because it's like, what the fuck did I do to deserve this bullshit? I was being honest and faithful and some more shit. That part right there. But if you decide to stay here, you're going to have to move past any limitations you think you might have. Tearing down balance and rebuilding it. Others of you looking to see if your relationship with your Scorpio has got you out of balance. That part. Backside of this is about seeing the true nature of things. So somewhere along the line here, you're going to see the true nature of what's really going on. Especially if there's deceit and some other bullshit. There's your destruction of balance. Just saying. That it's on top of the star card. Some of you made your wish for this relationship to move forward. Some of you may get it. Others of you may not get it, may not want it. However, that's resonating with the Five of Swords on top of the Hangman. There'll be a transition, those of you that hang around for it, and there'll be a change in circumstances. So that may not be a bad thing. Of course, there's waiting with this. But the five, talking about fear of crisis, you may be overthinking this. Some of you may actually be overthinking the situation at some point. I'm not going to say right this minute, but at some point you may be overthinking it. And it might be as simple as, should you stay or should you go, period. Weighing the pros and the cons and debating on if it's worth it to stay. Do you have that much invested in it to stay? Are you at a point where you can walk away and not, be crying every 2 minutes? However that's resonating with you. Ultimately, Taurus, it's going to be up to you. The ball will be in your court. I said that. Whatever you decide to do, for those of you that do walk away, Scorpio is going to be upset. And they're going to be forever upset. Because they will realize, oh, look at there. Out the gate, find someone else. Scorpio will realize that they fucked up. That's how that's going to go down. They will realize, and they will forever be sending you Christmas cards and birthday cards and some other shit, because they are not going to ever know how to get you in their good graces again. They just aren't going to figure it out. That the first card flops out, find someone else, I'm sure a whole bunch of you needed to hear that. Because game on. What else we got? Serious questions. Is it worth it? What you getting ready to go through or what you're going through, is it worth it? Or should you just spend your time getting ready for somebody else? Just that simple. That fear of crisis, but it's swords. We're talking about overanalyzing. You don't might not be worth all that. So yes or no, period. And then we get to this. This is real talk. Be all in or be all out. If you're going to stick in this, then stick in it. And some of you are going to come through this okay. But a far bigger group of you are right here. And another little handful of y'all are right here. You're debating on if you should stay. Follow your gut, Taurus. Whatever your gut is telling you, follow it. If it's telling you to get the fuck out, get the fuck out. Don't stand there waiting on the police to show up and ghosts to come jumping out and some shit. Get the fuck out. If it's telling you to see, wait and see. Wait and see. Metamorphosis. Come together. Making a choice. So for some of you, the relationship needs to go through a change. There may be some fragments with Scorpio and somebody else that the relationship just needs to go through a change, and you're going through all of that for this to happen. Those of you that are in that situation, you know you're in that situation. Come together. There's conversations that need to be had. Don't let anybody bully you, Taurus, into not having them or into some other bullshit about why they can't communicate with you. But come together, and angry though you may be, show some love. Show some love, because, shit happens to everybody. So, and I get a real strong sense that the one thing Scorpio didn't have was foresight. They did not see this coming. They thought they had everything nipped in the bud, and not so much. Making a choice. And that speaks for itself. Those of you that are at the end of this, it's time to make a choice. You're going to be all in or you're going to be all out. Taurus, I love my babies. I hope y'all have a good weekend. I will talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.